Welcome. My name is Wes Stahler. I'm a State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona. I began my agency scratch March 1st of 1980. I was about 32 years old. Those of you who have a math problem, yes, I'm about 70 years old now. First of all, I want to start by apologizing for my speech. About 5 years ago, they thought I had a stroke because I was slurring my words. After I went to all my doctors and they did an MRI, they didn't find anything. I hope you're laughing. They didn't find any problem with a stroke or even a TIA. I have something called jaw dystonia. I can't control my tongue. It hides behind my front teeth. So I apologize now if I'm not clear. But the good news about this video is, if you cannot understand me, you can maybe rewind and listen to it again. Also, I'm going to give you my mobile phone number. My mobile phone number, that is great, huh? We will get a different thing. My mobile phone number is 602-432-LIFE, L-I-F-E, which is 5433. I've been an agent for 38 years. I've been training for decades as well. This training is about Medicare supplement. I'm doing this primarily to help members of my training academy and agent circle. I've been traveling on the Ambassador Life Club 36 times. This last summer, we were up in Vancouver on my 36th trip. And the nice thing about traveling is you meet all kinds of agents from all over. And we always share and we always learn from each other. That's why I used to travel every year just like I do. I haven't missed since 1984, and I hope you make it every year as well. In Vancouver, I met a gentleman by the name of Tony. He was an agent from New York. Great guy, I met him and his family, and he told me about Agent Circle. At that point, I hadn't heard anything about that. He invited me to become a member, and I did. And I put a post out there that I was a brand new member of Agent Circle, and I was a 36-time life traveler. Matter of fact, I've been President's Club in life. And I said, I like to train other agents. I've been doing training in my office for decades, and all of a sudden I had all kinds of replies. Hey, can I come to your training, or how do I get training from you? Well, I usually do trainings every month. Matter of fact, the regional office used to have me go over there once a month to train new agents. Well, I got tired of getting up a day of my month driving over the regional office for nothing, so I decided to do trainings right here in my office. And then actually about 5 years ago, the vice president asked me to do trainings for aspirants. I was hiring an aspirant at that time, and I figured what a great time for me to start training aspirants. So I started doing classes right here in my office every month, primarily for aspirants and agents, and of course we added some staff too. So that's what this video is about. I do have a workshop coming up on November 17th, 2018. Today's date is September 15th, 2018. Because my November class is so far off, I decided to shoot a special video on Medicare supplement primarily for Agent Circle members. So that's what this class is all about, how I've been so successful in writing Medicare supplements. By the way, the reason staff don't write life or Medicare supplements is because they are not comfortable. My goal today is to get you comfortable, as comfortable as I am is writing Medicare supplements, because it's actually very, very easy. And that's why video is a great way for training. If this was a live class, and by the way, most of my, in fact all my classes have been live, this is the first time I've done a video without a class there to ask me questions or interrupt me. So this is my first one-on-one with a camera, so I hope you'll forgive if I'm not perfect. One of the hardest things about training is first of all getting them comfortable, and video training is you can go back and watch it over and over again until you make it your own. When I have a live class, people are all pumped up and ready to go, but they go back to work on Monday and they only retain about 10%. This way with video, you can back it up, you can watch it as many times as you want to, make it your own, and share it with your staff as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to give permission for you to share this particular video with other agents. This is on YouTube for the first 30 days. Now, today's date is September 15th, 2018. First thing I'm going to start with is, what if you had a client whose birthday was September 15th, 1954? How old would that client be today? To help you with a math challenge, 64. 64 years old is how old your client would be. So what I want you to do is run a search of all your book of business for clients who are 64 years old. I know they're not eligible for Medicare until they're 65, but the time to approach them is right now, 1 year ahead of time. If you approach a client whose birthday is in 3 months, they've already got it. I'm 70. My generation does not wait till the last minute to find what we want. We're looking 6 months or more ahead. That's why talking to your clients a year ahead is going to give you a step up, because your clients are already getting stuff in the mail and already getting phone calls about going on Medicare when they turn 65. Now, if you do not know how to run an ECRM search to find your clients for age 64, send me an email. My alias is B7JK, and I will send you an attachment with step-by-step instructions on how to run a search for people turning 64. Now, here's what you want to do first. It's so simple. Your client's turning 64, the first thing I do is pick up the phone and call them. Don't be someone who sends out emails or texts. When they're 64 years old, they use the phone, and I want you to call them on their birthday and wish them happy birthday. A simple warm call, of course, okay? But then after we talk and visit, this is Wes, blah, 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 happy birthday, ask them this. I have one question if you don't mind. And here's the question. Are you going on Medicare a year from now? Now, how many answers are there to that? There's yes and no. We're going to come back to the no in a few minutes, okay? Most of your clients can't wait to go on Medicare when they turn 65. So, when you're calling them, and they say yes, they don't even know half the time that we offer a Medicare supplement policy. So we're not just informing them. I ask them to come in for a visit with me. And by the way, I call it a visit, not an appointment. Appointments mean you're trying to sell them something. I say, we're a year away. My job is to educate you, to make you aware of all the different features of Medicare and Medicare supplements, all the different kinds. There's HMOs, there's PPOs, there's comprehensive plans, ABCD, and on. And of course, there's prescription drug coverage, and there's deductibles and co-pays and all kinds of things. You're going to get a tree in the mail. You're going to get a stack of mail every day. You're going to kill a tree over the next year trying to sell you a Medicare supplement. Your phone's going to ring at supper time. Wouldn't it be nice to know now what you're going to do? Come in, let me educate you, and you make your own choice, and you'll know what to do, just like I did. Take all that paperwork and dump it in the trash. Recycle it. So right now, let's make an appointment to come in. What's your calendar look? Now sometimes they'll say, oh, I'm busy this week. Hey, there's no hurry, we got a year. What's your calendar look like 2, 3, 4 weeks from now? I guarantee you, their calendar is not full 3 weeks from now. You say, hey, what are you doing the first week of October? Well, actually, I'm at convention, but maybe the second week of October I'll be asking about, okay? So, the second week of October, on October 8th, what's your best day that week? They're going to say, well, gee, I get off at noon on Friday. Oh, so Friday afternoon. I have 1:15, 1:45, and 3:15. What do you like? Now, I'm giving them choices. If they tell me 1:15, that's great. They heard 1:15, 1:45. They're probably thinking this is only a half an hour. My job is to get what I call bits, B-I-T-S. When you're on the phone, you're not trying to sell something. You're wearing what I call, excuse my eraser here, that's an appointment getting hat. And that's why I put this on top of my head. When you're on the phone, you're trying to get butts in the seats, behind in the seats, bottoms in the seats, I don't care what you call it. You're not going to make sales unless you have them in the office in front of you. So get the appointment first, a year, 11 months in advance, get them to come in. If they say, no, I'm not going on Medicare, you still want to get them in to educate them. So work on getting all of them in. I run my search a year in advance, okay? And I'm calling them all on their birthday. Now, it's not hard. I have 5 to 10 people a month we're calling. If you have 5 or 10 people coming into your office, putting bits in your office, okay, that's going to be a lot of opportunity for you, which I'm going to go into as we go through this video. But, so first of all, we want to get them in to educate them. So, now I got to give you what you're going to say when they come in. How are you going to educate them? So your client comes in, and you go through the usual amenities of what's going on. And anyway, so they come in, and I have a whiteboard. I strongly recommend you get a whiteboard if you don't have one. I have a round table. I meet with my clients, not my desk, okay, but a round table, we sit around. But I pull up a whiteboard. This is on wheels. We can actually roll it from office to office in my office, okay? Why do I do a whiteboard? Because when I'm standing up and they're sitting down listening to me, I'm a teacher and they're listening. Now, first of all, let's start with basic education. Medicare, you have Plan A and Plan B, right? They all know about that a little bit. You want to ask, your birthday is in September, okay? Well, even though your birthday is September 15th, okay, you're going to go on Medicare on September 1st. It's always the first of the month of your birthday. If your birthday is September 30th, your Medicare is still going to go effective the 1st prior to your birthday, even when you're 64. September 1st of your 65th birthday. My birthday was April 5th. April 1st, I went on Medicare Part A. Everybody goes on Part A when you're 65. Why? It's free. As long as you pay into Medicare for 40 quarters. A quarter times 4 is a year, right? So 40 quarters is 10 years. So most people qualify for free Medicare Part A. If you're new to this country and you haven't contributed, that might be a higher fee, it might be a cost for you. But most of your clients, Part A is going to be free and they're going to go on it. Now, I am still working. Remember earlier on I said, are you going on Medicare when you turn 65? Some people like me are still working and they have coverage through their company. Not all of them have coverage through their company, so even people who are still working might be paying a fortune for their health insurance and they can't wait to go on Medicare. I kept my group coverage through my employer, okay? But I did go on A because it was free. My group coverage is still my primary, and Part A is for hospitals. And that is absolutely free. So my Part A Medicare is free and it is my secondary coverage right now. Whenever I retire, I will go off my group plan and I will pick up Part B. And we'll come back and talk about that more later. because there is some possibility problems you got to be aware of. Part B is not free. People signing up this year in 2018, the cost is a minimum of $134. That's someone new going on Medicare. Now, what is the guideline there? 40 quarters, and that is it, right? No, if you're high income, this is income related. Donald Trump doesn't get it for $134. His price is over $400 because of his income. If you are single, your income is over $85,000, or married over $170,000, that price jumps to like $186. Now, it's based on your last income tax filing, maybe a couple of years ago. So even after you retire, it may be higher, but it will go down as your income goes down. And it will hopefully go down to that 134 at some point, or maybe you're like Donald Trump and rich, you'll always be paying $400. But make sure you explain this to your clients. It's not going to be $134 for sure. It depends on your income. For high income, it could, over $170,000 for a married couple, it could be $186. Okay. By the way, these numbers change all the time. A few years back, this number was $107, 107. You might find clients that still are $107 because they can't raise it unless Social Security goes up more than this goes up. So Social Security increases have been even down or up slightly, so the government has not been able to raise some people to this level yet. So, but right now, when you sign up, it's going to be a $134 cost. If they're paying $1,000 a month, they can't wait to pay a whole lot less for their Part B. Now, Part B is doctors. And we are going to come back and talk about prescription coverage as well. When you sign up for Medicare, there is a deductible on both A and B. It's a separate deductible. They are calendar year deductibles. If you're signing up in September, your deductible is till the end of the year. January 1st, you will have a new deductible for 2019. Okay? So, your deductible right now for Part A is $1,340. Last year, it was like $1,318. Who raised that? Obviously, the federal government decides what that is. They're not in control of that. Doctors have a deductible too. Currently, in 2018, it's $183 deductible. So the first time you go to the doctor or hospital, you might have a deductible to pay. So, now, after that deductible is paid, Medicare will pay up to, and we're talking about up to, 80%. And the reason it's up to, it's only on what Medicare allows. So if you have to have your gallbladder out, and your doctor wants to charge $15,000 to do the surgery, Medicare only allows $8,000, then Medicare is going to pay 80% of $8,000, $6,400. And we're going to educate our clients and talk about how we can save them money by a product that we offer. So now let's talk about Medicare supplements, because you can tell your client you can have a brain tumor, and all of a sudden after your brain surgery, the bill for everybody was $1 million. Can you afford to pay 20%? I think the richest person in the world would still have a Medicare supplement, because 20% of $1 million is 200 grand, and why not just have a small Medicare supplement policy to make sure you don't ever have that kind of check to write? So everybody's interested in a Medicare supplement. So let's talk about what's available out there. And I'm sure if you go through our material, there's information out there that you can order from your company, A, B, C, D, F, F, G, K, L, M, N. So let's talk about Medicare supplements in general. And once again, you're educating your client. And things change every year. You can just pick up your phone if you can't remember it and just ask Siri or whatever kind of phone you got, what is the Medicare deductible for B in 2018?
According to CMS.gov, CMS also announced that the annual deductible for all Medicare Part B beneficiaries will be $183 in 2018, the same.
Okay, so $183. You don't have to memorize it. It's on your phone. You can find it very, very easy. But now we've got to talk about the different kind of Medicare that's available. First of all, there are HMOs, also called things like Medicare Advantage. There are PPOs. And by the way, HMO are health maintenance organizations, PPOs are preferred provider organizations, and then there are what I call comprehensive plans with all the letters. And I only sell Plan F. However, in 2019, our company is going to also offer 3 more plans. G instead of F. Actually, F is still there in 2019. F goes away after 2019. So up till January 1st, 2020 comes, you won't be able to offer Plan F anymore. It will be Plan G. And I will talk about comparison between the two. C is also going away in 2020, but we can also offer D in 2020, and we're also able to offer D in 2019 as well. And there's also going to be Plan N is available also. Plan N is a no, which I don't like it, no. Anyway, primarily we're going to talk about Plan F right now, and then we'll talk about Plan G and others that are going to become available soon in 2019. Now, what's the HMO? First of all, when I'm explaining things to my clients, I am telling stories. Stories keep their interest, okay? And I'm going to tell you a story. It's all about simple conversation. I have a client at my desk, and I got up here and I'm explaining all this, and I tell her I do not offer an HMO with my company. And she said, good, I don't want a blankety blank HMO. And she used truck driver language. Okay? I said, oh boy, I want to hear that story. Tell me more. She said, you don't remember, but I came in here, my dad died, and my mom had just turned 65, and she was going on Medicare, and I came in and talked to your office manager about your Medicare supplement a long time ago. Because my mom never handled money, I was helping my mom with everything. My mom looked at your Plan F, which at that time was about $170, and she could get a HMO for free. And my mom liked free. She hadn't had any medical problems. She really didn't have any doctor she was tied to, so she signed up for an HMO because it was free. I said, okay. She said, well, first of all, there's no free lunch. I help my mom, but one thing they have is a copay. And in the beginning, the copays were cheap. You go in for a few shots, office visit, couple prescriptions, small copays. But actually, the first couple of years, my mom actually had a surgery. Well, the first thing she told me was, the doctors are the worst in the world. What doctor would go work for an HMO? Only a lousy doctor, in her opinion. And her mother had an infection and problems with that first surgery and almost died. And she said they have lousy doctors. And of course, the copays go up. And she said over the years, I kept track of all the money we paid on copays. And by the time my mom got to 80, the total between the copays and your premiums were almost the same. There was no free lunch. But when my mom turned 80, my mom was having other problems, and we went back to the HMO, and the doctor said she needed a surgery. She said, I don't want a surgery. What else can we do? Because she was afraid of this prior surgery, which she almost died, and she had no trust in all those doctors. Well, She said the doctor looked at her and said, listen, you have to have a surgery. If you don't, you'll die in 1 year. Well, that scared my mom almost to death. So my mom agreed to have surgery. And then the doctor was looking at his boy and goes, oh, wait a minute. You're too old. Now, we didn't even hear ourselves. Go, what? I go, yeah, we don't do this surgery. You signed a paper when you signed up for us. We don't do certain surgeries after certain ages. Read the fine print. They would not do the surgery. And my mom was, what am I supposed to do, die? Well, they went outside the HMO. They went to another doctor. They had to pay for an office visit. Luckily, they found the right doctor. That doctor examined her, looked at everything, and said, well, the good news is you won't die in a year. But you probably will in 2 or 3 if you don't have the surgery done, and the last 6 months won't be good. So I recommend you do the surgery. She goes, well, how much is that going to cost? Well, the doctor said between the hospital, the operating room, recovery room, the surgeon, the assistant surgeon, anesthesiologist, and so forth, the total cost of that particular surgery was going to be about $150,000. And my mom said, I can't afford that, and was ready to give up. But the doctor said, listen, let me see what I can do. They got the right doctor. He called the hospital. He called the surgeon. He called the anesthesiologist. He got that bill cut from $150,000 down to $50,000. Now at that point, she told her mom, she said, listen mom, Medicare pays 80%, so they'll pay 40%, and my husband and I will pay the $10,000, mom. You're going to get your surgery and live. Well, the doctor at that point goes, Medicare does not pay except to the HMO. When you sign your benefits over to an HMO, you can't collect outside the HMO. Matter of fact, if you read the fine print in an HMO, you can't even sue them. That's why you read the paper sometimes. People want to sue them at their HMO and can't. She said, my husband and I had to put a second mortgage on our home and pay $50,000 to save my mom's life. I don't want a blankety blank HMO. And that was her attitude. I tell this story because I wouldn't have an HMO. I actually have a client that I've been to as a doctor, and he now works for an HMO. And I went to him once before he was on his own, and didn't go back. He now works for an HMO. They don't have quality doctors. I don't mean to knock their doctors, maybe there's some great ones there. But for me, I want to pick my own doctor. And I don't want to have a problem. When you talk to your clients and tell this story about HMOs, my clients always react the same way. I don't want a blankety blank HMO either. That is part of your competition, is HMOs, because they're free, and a lot of people buy them because they're free. Now, one thing your client needs to know. When you have your birthday, September 15th, and you go on Medicare September 1st, and you go on Part B, you actually have about 3 months where you can get on no qualifying. I don't care what their health looks like. There's no medical. But you only got 3 months. If you buy that HMO or a different plan, and 3 months goes by, you now have to qualify to change companies if you made a mistake. It's real important to buy the best plan the first time, right on your birthday, or before. Now, what about PPOs, preferred providers? Well, they're pretty good because they have doctors they negotiate fees with, but a set price. Well, what's happening lately? Number one, my doctor has been dropping out of PPOs left and right. You go into his office, there's a sign at the front desk. We no longer accept blip, blip, blip. PPOs are cutting what they pay doctors, and doctors are dropping out of PPO plans because they don't like what they're paid, they can't survive. So even it might be cheaper today, even if your doctor's on there today, your doctor may not be on there tomorrow. Our Plan F, you can use any doctor, any hospital. We'll talk more about that. You don't have to be part of PPO, called HMO. Here you get to pick your own doctor. Now, there's no qualifying when they sign up, right? So, if their birthday is September 15th, you're going to sign up September 1st, okay? It's probably around June, about 3 months in advance, you need to go get their Medicare card. If they're already on Social Security, it'll be taken right out of their Social Security check. If they're not on Social Security like me, you have to pay for it another way. Of course, A was free, so I still don't pay anything. So, they're going to go apply about 3 or 4 months in advance, because you can't write our Plan F until they've got that little red, white, and blue card with their account number on. They're going to come back to you after a month or two, and they're going to come in and see you before that effective date, and you're going to write the Medicare supplement effective September 1st in advance. Now, so they can go to any doctor, any hospital. Okay, what else is our Plan F cover? Do you remember I talked about that deductible of $1,340 for Part A and $183 for Part B? Plan F pays both deductibles. The first time they go to the doctor after September 1st, that deductible is paid 100% by our Plan F. January 1st, they're going to have another deductible. We're paying 100%, so that deductible is satisfied. After that deductible, Medicare pays 80%, and we pay for 20%. Okay? So the client is paying nothing. Zero. Nada. And clients really love that. They have no money out of their pocket except our premium. And just for now, you can go on and rate your client, but it's going to be less than $200 a day unless they're a smoker. So now we have smoker rates and non-smoker rates, of course male and female. But it should be under $200. So the client knows they've got $134 for the Part B and $200 or less for you, and that sounds cheap compared to the $1,000 they were paying. We still have to come back and talk about prescriptions, but that's a small cost. Zero out of pocket for our client. Something else our clients need to know. There are no claim forms. Let me say that again. No claim forms to fill out. They have their Medicare red, white, and blue card. They have your company Medicare supplement card. They give both of them to the doctor, hospital, lab, whatever. They submit the claims, and all you get is EOBs. Explanation of benefits. Oop, here it is. Our company pays deductible and 20%. The customer has zero money out of pocket. They really like that. Now we are going to come back. I don't want to do that right now maybe. In 2020, Plan F is no longer available unless something changes with the government. So right now you can write Plan F in 18, you can write it in 19. In the year 2019 you can also offer Plan G. Come 2020 we're only going to be able to offer Plan G. Okay? What's the difference between F and G? There's only one difference. The Part B deductible for doctors. Right now, our Plan F covers that $183 deductible, so there's zero out of pocket. My policy I have now has a $500 deductible. My IT guy who's recording this right now, he told me he has a $2,500 deductible. 183 sounds like next to nothing for both of us. Plan G, you have to pay your Part B deductible for doctors, but Plan G does pay Plan A's deductible for hospital, the big one. So I'm not saying that can't go up, because it normally has, but it didn't go up for the last 2 years, so that's pretty small deductible. Plan F pays it, Plan G doesn't. I expect Plan G to cost a little bit less, we'll take a look. But other than that, they're exactly the same. F and G is what I'm going to be about. Plan F now, Plan G, we'll take a look at the price difference next year and beyond. Now, so that is our F and G. What else do you need to know? Because our clients will still find a price maybe a little bit better somewhere else. Well, I have another story to tell you. And this is a true story. I promise you I don't make them up. I had a client that came to me 16 years ago. He was 65, or about to turn 65, and so was his wife. They were both turning 65 the same month. They were shopping. Our Plan F cost back then $170 each. But he found a PPO that was $130 each. He said, "Les, I love you, but me and my wife were healthy. We didn't have a doctor. We can save $40 a month. That's $80 a month each. So we're going to buy that one." I said, "Wait. With my company, our policy rates are issue age. Your company," and by the way, I have yet to find another company that is issue age. They're all attained age. What does that mean? Does that mean we guarantee our rates not to go up? No, of course not. But our rates don't hardly change at all. Remember that deductible of $1,340? Well, last year it was $1,318. That's an increase of how much? $22. Well, that means if Part F is paying, or Part G is paying that deductible, our company might have to pay out $22 more every year on everybody. Well, that's like $2 a month. So your rates might go up $2 a month, but they're not going to go up every year like this one did. I know from experience. I've been around 38 years. My mother-in-law was one of the first ones I wrote decades ago. Her rates started about like this. It went up to 178, went down to 174. They were always in the 170s. It didn't change hardly at all. Well, my client bought this policy anyway. But 6 years ago, when he turned 75, he happened to come back. He said, "Wes, can I still get your Medicare supplement for $170?" I went, "Maybe." Now, first of all, once you pick the plan, you're not stuck. You can change, but only if you can qualify, number one. So I said, "You gotta qualify." He said, "We're still both in great health." It's the first time in my career I had both husband and wife qualify, no problem, at 75 years old. So the first thing I want to tell you right now is learn from that. You have clients that are already on Medicare somewhere else, and their prices are going up every year. You might not have been the cheapest 5 years ago, but you might be the cheapest now. You already talk about switching over if they're healthy. Now, here's his situation. I told him, "You're 75. Coming to us at age 75, our price is now $223 each." Well, $223 each is $446. I said, "I know you were paying $170. What is your price now? How much did it go up?" He goes, "My price now is $534 each." That is $1,068. His price went from $130 each to $534 in 10 years. Now, they're still healthy. They can change. He changed instantly because he's saving over $600 a month. At some point, they might not be able to change. You want your company to be the best one at the best price for the long term. Now, when you explain a story like this to your clients, it's my story, it's a true story. I looked at my client just yesterday. He's still with me. Our price hasn't really changed. When you tell this story to somebody, you're going to arrive no matter what the price is. I call everybody turning 64. I was telling you that. I get them to come in for education. You can do the same thing with my stories and my education I gave you today. Now, what does that do for you? When they come in, you are now their trusted advisor. You've helped them. That can throw all that stuff away that comes in the mail, stop all those calls. They made up their mind. I found one that came into me not too long ago, and he was 3 months away from turning 65. Called him up. He said, we've already picked our plan. We're going to go with AARP. They don't wait till age 65. This was 3 months ahead of time. He didn't want to talk to me. You gotta call them a year in advance. You gotta go on and do your search for people turning 64 right now, and you gotta call them and get them in, educate them, and make a decision. They're gonna come back to you in 9 months once they get their Medicare card, signing them up for their first of the month for their birthday. But while they're here, what can you do? First of all, what's the last age you can sell hospital income? I'll bet you some of you know, but I know it's age 64. So while they're here, you can talk about hospital income. Very inexpensive policy. At that age, they've already been through a lot of health issues. This policy, if you buy it by age 64, you can carry it till you die. And it's cheap. You want to explain that to people, they have to buy it today. They don't want to come back and buy it 9 months from now when they're buying the Medicare. They want to buy it today because something could happen to their health. It's a very inexpensive companion policy. Sell it today. What else can you talk about while your clients are here? What about permanent life insurance? A lot of them have group term. They're going to be retiring. That group term is going to go away. Excuse my bottle of water. You can talk to them about permanent life insurance. Matter of fact, I talked to them about Social Security maximization. Let me give you a quick thing you can teach people about Social Security. If you run your illustration for the government on Social Security, the government's going to give you 3 dates: 62, your full benefits, and age 70. Full benefits for my dad was age 65. For me, it was age 66. For many of you, it's going to be age 67, and some of you, it'll be 66.2, 66.4, depending how close you are to 66. The key thing here is your full benefits. No one should be taking them early at 62. Why? Because for every year you're taking them early, you lose 7% off of what your full benefit was. So if your full benefit is 67 and you want to take them 5 years early, that is 5 times 7%. That's a 35% discount what it should be at 67. And you shouldn't take it unless you're dying or starving, in my opinion. Now, also, if you take it early, you lose. If you make more than about $17,000, for every $2 you make over 17, you lose $1 of Social Security. So if you make $37,000, you made $20,000 too much. That means you're taking $10,000 a year off of that Social Security. So if you're having a Social Security check of $1,000 and they take off $800, you're only getting $200. You don't want to take your Social Security early for that reason. For me, my wife took hers at 66. Mine was much higher than my wife's. most good financial planners will tell you the principal breadwinner should wait to age 70. I decided to wait to age 70. For every year you wait beyond, it goes up 8%. Well, at 66, I waited till 70. My check now is 32% higher than the full amount it would have been. So my wife is collecting her check, I'm collecting now the full amount. And once you reach the full Social Security age, you can make $1 million a year, there is no penalty. Now, why am I telling this to my clients? Basic information, most of them should know. Most good financial planners will tell people to wait till their full retirement age, maybe take it early at full age, but the principal breadwinner should wait till the maximum 70. Here's what happens. Now you're going on in your retirement. You got 2 Social Security checks coming in. In my case, I got mine, check A, and my wife got hers, which was check B. When one of us dies, the survivor does not get to keep both checks. If I die first, my wife will give up her check and take mine. If she dies first, I'm of course going to give up hers and keep mine. In talking to my clients, 95% of them, this is an income problem. A time of their life, they live to be 85 years old, one of them dies, now they got to come up with the money for a funeral, they don't have their term insurance to work anymore, and they got to live not only without their lifetime mate, but they got to live on lower income because that check goes away. Just ask them if that's a problem. For many people it is. At that point you can talk about a permanent policy. We always at least sell a final expense to start with, and then maybe more if they can qualify. And that will be on another video. So, also when people come in for this at 64, you're able to talk about hospital income and of course permanent life. What about long-term care? I used to be a big seller of long-term care. I think my best year was I wrote 26 long-term care policies. This year it went away. February was the last month we could sell long-term care. I wrote 7 before it disappeared in the month of February. But now I think we actually have a better product. That universal life with a flexible care rider is life insurance or long-term care or both. We'll do another video on that. But I can talk to my clients that come in for Medicare about long-term care coverage and permanent life insurance coverage. Now, the best thing also about getting these people in at 64 is they know other people 64 years old. Friends, family, brothers, sisters, co-workers, they know other people their ages. I get referrals for Medicare supplement. I want to give you a real example. One just happened a little over a year ago. This person was 65 and her husband was 67. He died unexpectedly. They were both working, they were both getting ready for retirement, but he died unexpectedly at 67. He still had a good big group policy and a big term policy in force. They had no bills, great shape, but all of a sudden she had to get off of his health plan because it was no longer available for her and go on Medicare. One of the people she worked with was my client who had Medicare with me. And that client said, go see Wes about Medicare supplement. She called me for a Medicare supplement policy. Of course, she came in, we wrote it. Of course, I also wrote her car, her home, etc., her umbrella. But what else? I asked her if she had any never money. She did. She had plenty of money. She had a couple $100,000 put aside for her kids. And we, of course, converted some of that into a single premium life policy to give her dollars more coverage, more benefit. We'll talk about that in another video as well, too, how to do that kind of stuff. So getting your clients in at age 64 is so important, and you'll get 90% of them in if you ask, and you'll get 90% of them to buy. Now, some of them, we were talking about earlier, are not going on Medicare except Plan A. A is free. You all should be going on at age 65. But I'm mentioning, I didn't go on it until I have my group plan. I did not go on Part B. You can still get Part B at any time, okay, without qualifying, and you can buy a supplement within 3 months, even when you're older. If I was retiring right now today and going on Plan B, I can get it. However, the government has a rule. For every year you wait past 65, they're going to increase that price. So if my price is $134, and it's not, my price is actually $186, because that's my wife is paying for my income. But for every year you wait, that's 5 years, 50%. This cost is 50% higher forever. Unless, this is where you're learning, unless you've been working full time and have a qualified health plan, which I do. So when you retire, you get a letter from your employer that says, hey, I've been working, I've had a qualified health plan, and that 50% surcharge is waived and you can have the lower price just like you were 65. That makes sense? That's important to know for our clients that aren't going on Part B right now. But you want to get them in and sell them right now, so when you do go off, they may say, well, I'm going to work till I'm 70, so I'll wait for my Social Security to go up. But what if something happens to their health and you want to go on next month or next year? That's why you want them in to talk to them and educate them right now. I hope that makes sense to you. In my office, we have 5 to 10 people a month turning age 64. That's roughly 80 to 100 people in my book of business. And I'm probably about average or maybe above average size in my book. You may have a big book, you have a whole lot more opportunities. You may have a small book, less. But still, even if you got 3 people in per month, 36, I'll bet you're not writing 36 Medicare supplements and hospital incomes and more life opportunities and more referral opportunities right now. This is big. You need to know how to do this. Run your list of people turning 64. If you don't know how to run that on eCRM, you can email me. My alias is B7, J John, K Kennedy, and I'll get you a link so you can run your search and get that going. Now, hope that was a good training program for you. We're putting this on YouTube first, okay? That you can access it and watch it as much as you want for the next 30 days. You can share it, but please, only with other agents of our company. Keep this training just for our company agents, okay? People ask me all the time, Wes, what's your silver bullet? What's your secret of success? Why do you do all this training? Why are you so good at life insurance and everything else? Well, everybody wants to be able to take a pill to lose weight or grow hair or whatever, okay? But I do have a silver bullet. I actually carry around in my pocket to remind me I know the secret of success. Back in the 70s, when I was working for a bank, the bank promoted me to bank manager. And they said, you gotta go take this workshop. It was on psycho-cybernetics. If you're older like me, you probably read the book, because the book written in 1960 by Dr. Maxwell Maltz sold 30 million copies. I took that workshop. There's more to the story, but I learned the secret of success. And when I started my agency, Scratch, I was successful. I made travel my first 2 years and I got my contract. Making travel is the key to getting your contract if you're not on contract yet. So, Medicare supplements will get you more life sales too, okay? But my secret was that workshop. Now, what happened at that workshop? Because Dr. Maltz died in 75 after I took it. And then I kept saying to my staff that workshop. In 97, Charles Schreiber, who was running the workshop, died. But I still kept saying people at the workshop run by Charles' wife, Shirley. When she turned 90, excuse me, A little water, getting dry. I bought that workshop. Luckily, my IT guy and I, we bought that workshop and filmed Shirley teaching that workshop when she was 92 years old. I put that on a website with the help of my IT guy. That IT workshop is called Brain Aerobics. I don't own the book rights to Psycho-Cybernetics. I did write my own book called Seeing is Achieving, Invisible Walls and How to Break Through to Achieve Success. Okay? Now, I could send you to my workshop, Brain Aerobics, and you can learn and take the workshop from my mentor, Shirley Schreiber. She died about 10 years ago, but she's still teaching. I have that on that workshop, along with I taught the workshop just this year. We recorded that and put that on my website. We have television shows from the 70s. We got learning tapes, access to my books, and actually a couple of speeches I've given around the country, different groups like real estate groups. There was a big one in Dallas, a big one in Atlanta, about 500 realtors. I've actually also spoken, not just to local NAIF associations, but in 2013, I was asked to speak at the International Convention of NAIF in Vegas. So I have some things on that website, but I'm going to tell you, you don't want to buy it. You can send businesses to it. I'll tell you how in a second, but it's $600 all. It's very inexpensive. But you, as an agent like me, I'm going to show you how to get it for free. I was telling you earlier, I've been doing workshops at the regional office and for other districts and agents all the time. And I have another web page called Agent Aerobics, Get Your Ask in Shape. Because I just swear, let me spell that. Get Your Ask, A-S-K, in shape. Okay? That way, you can have your staff and you learn all my systems and processes, how I'm so successful selling life insurance. Like I said, I make life travel every year. I've been President's Club in Life. It's all about systems and processes. But the reason you don't learn is no one's ever taught you. I've learned everything not from management so much, but from other agents who've helped me. And so I've got a cost here to keep this website up to date. This video will go on that website called Brain Aerobics right away. You'll have access to it on YouTube for about a month. And here's where we're at. I sell the program after a coupon code. The price goes from $60 to $30 a month, $1 a day. And that's tax write-off for you too, okay? So, you're going to go to this website if you're interested. www.success education, all one word, no caps, LLC is important, .com. If you go to www.successeducation.com, you will see both of my websites. Brain Aerobics, which is our psycho-cybernetic training, self-image psychology. If you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Learn how to be successful in every phase of your life. I've obviously been very successful in my business, but also my personal life. I've been happily married for 50 years. And yes, the same woman. Okay? So, anyway, learn how to be successful at Brain Aerobics, but don't sign up under Success Education LLC. Go to Agent Aerobics. Get your ass in shape. Sign up there. You'll see it $60 a month. Push subscribe. It will take you to PayPal. I'll never see your credit card. You'll put in coupon code WES 2017. That will cut the price in half down to $30 a month, $1 a day. I have to raise the price next year because I'm not even covering my cost like my IT guy did this video today. But $30 a month will be locked in forever. If you buy it this year right now, you'll get that price guaranteed not to go up forever. I also give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, you call me and I'll give you your money back. Also, I give free coaching. I already mentioned my mobile phone, 602-432-5555. Life, L-I-F-E-D, which is 5433. I also give people who subscribe my personal email, so they can email me with questions or maybe things about their affirmations and goals, and I will help coach you to get those things right for absolutely free as part of the program. You can also download my book for free as a member of the website. That's all I have to say today. If you have questions, feel free to call me, 432-LIFE. And I hope you learned something today. Share this video with your staff, with other agents, and hopefully it's going to help you become more successful. If you become a member of my training academy, I've got about 35 videos on there, and we're always updating them to keep them fresh, like we did today. And that way you can learn and be as good as I am. And actually let me train your staff, so you don't have to. You can go play golf. Have a great one.